something that I've done probably for the past 18 months or so is I like to call them zone 2 meetings, where I've sent blind emails or blind DMs to people who I found interesting or wanted to learn from for years. And you can get pretty crafty with writing a subject line to get somebody to open it. It's like writing a tweet thread or a hook or something. And that was like where I first cut my teeth. I was like, oh, if I really want to meet this person, how do I get them to open this email? And then how do I get them to read the next line? And how do I get them to say yes to a coffee meeting? Like one of the things that kind of stood out, at least in the health and wellness space, was a lot of these people train, whether they're entrepreneurs or athletes. Why don't I just meet them at the gym? It's somewhere they're already going to be going, something they're going to be doing, or go for a run. So I've been doing zone 2 meetings, and I got to meet some incredible people and get a workout in with them. And it's such a easy, low lift for them because it's something they're already doing. And you build relationships through shared suffering. So if you go and get a hard workout in, or go and rip a run with somebody and suffer together and are able to keep up, all of a sudden you look at each other afterwards, and there's a mutual respect that's deeper than any tequila shot in a bar or any cup of iced Americano.
Yeah, it removes friction, right? Because it's already, like you said, it's already part of their routine. They're going to go to the gym early, so they're kind of just like flowing with that. You're suffering together, you're sharing endorphins, and you actually get to know someone in the midst of like a challenging workout or something like that too. It kind of like breaks all those barriers down that might be similar to like when you're sitting across the table for a cup of coffee. Like you get rid of all that resistance.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see people too in hard workouts. It tells so much about them.
Yeah.
The person who doesn't get up off the ground and starts skipping reps towards the end, you're like, you're not the person I thought you were.
Yeah.
Or they're absolutely crushing and cheering you on. Like a huge thing is like, I love like noticing at the end of workouts, if it's a big group workout, who's there cheering on the other people at the end of it.
Yes.
See who's kind of packing up ready in the corner. Tells you a lot about the person.
Yeah, we actually have a buddy, Khalil, who runs Sun Life Organics.
God,
and
he's taking so much of my money.
Yeah, dude, $75 every time.
You get the billionaire bowl.
The billionaire bowl. Well, no, it'll be a smoothie, a ketone shot, and a bottle of water, and it's like $48. But it's the best $48 I've ever spent because the quality is literally that good. Everything is the highest quality ingredient. But he actually, I don't know if he had told you this story too. He might have told both of us, but he was close to investing in an Austin-based company, and he got a workout in with the founder of the collective. And he said the founder like bitched out during the workout so badly that he actually didn't invest because that was like his, he was able to like extrapolate, hey, what would this founder be like in the trenches when shit hits the fan, when they can't raise capital, etc. So I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating. I think you can learn so much about people too, but also from conversations and how they treat other people in general. I think if you actually listen and watch how people interact, it's pretty easy to tell kind of like what kind of person someone is, or it's like, oh, is that the person that I want to be in 10 or 20 years, or is that not? And I think being conscious about that when you're younger and in your 20s or early 20s and looking at people's lifestyles, designs, what are the games they're playing, how much time do they get to spend with their family, allows you to back out and start to create that best day ever. I don't know if you guys have ever done that exercise that Eric talks about, like writing out tiny wins, that everybody says they want their life to be around. Most people don't actually spend the time and write it out, and it's an incredibly powerful frame.
Can you explain that? How to do it?
So, I mean, this is a question. It's like, what does your best day ever look like? And you can go and be anywhere or do anything. What does your day look like? It's like, where are you waking up? What time are you waking up? What's the first activity are you doing? Are you drinking coffee? What are you eating? What are you spending your time doing? Who are you with? And kind of just break out a piece of paper and write it out on a journal page or something and just look at it. And then it can be as extreme or extravagant as you want it to be, where it's, I wake up in the south of France and I'm sipping espresso on the water, which probably isn't realistic on a day-to-day in terms of every single day. But all of a sudden you can start to look at patterns, be like, oh, I want to wake up before the sun rises. And then, oh, I want to have really good coffee first thing in the morning. And then, oh, I want to have a great workout before 7 a.m. And then I want to sit down and I want to write for 2 hours. And you start to layer in and notice the patterns and kind of abstract it out. And then you look at it and be like, oh, this is relatively doable, or it's achievable in the next 10 years. If I want to have 4 hours in my day to go for a workout, well, I better get my ass to work now and not work out for 4 hours in the middle of the day now if I want to do it at 40 when I have kids.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something powerful about just stripping away all other designs of life, things that people just by nature, they think about what they've seen and other people, going to work 9 to 5, and they don't really think about what could be possible. They don't think about just get rid of all the barriers and all the things that society tells you need to be a part of your day, and just bake in like the things you like and see what happens.
Yeah, and I think there's different levels to it too. Right?
Yeah.
Like the way that I would write it out at 24 is different than how I want it to look at 48
Right.
with a wife and kids or whatever else
Yeah.
is going on in life. But if I want to be able to have that then, that's going to dictate the decisions that I make today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of similar. It's almost like a smaller version of Jordan Peterson's future authoring program. You'll take these different buckets of your life, whether it's like your marriage, your business, where you want to be in 10 years, and you literally very descriptively write out what do those things look like. And it's like, why did no one teach us that when we were kids? Like, you need an end goal in mind to be able to shoot for and work backwards. Otherwise, like, where are we going? We're kind of just spinning our wheels.
Yeah, I think that's huge from a time perspective. And the one piece that I had a conversation with somebody recently about is like the financial aspect of all of that. It fundamentally blows my mind that most people, like we graduate from degrees in college. Like I got a degree in finance, and I was getting ready to sign a lease or whatever, and I was like, I have no idea how much money I should be spending on rent or what. And I was like, what? Like, and I'm supposed to, like, I went to school for it. Like theoretically, I've more educated than other people on that, but that's something that you have to learn for yourself. And it's been like one of the patterns I've noticed the most with successful people over the past year is every single one of them is extremely financially savvy, but it's self-taught in a certain way where they didn't necessarily have, there's no secret glass ball where someone can be like, this is how you go from here to there in terms of what you should put your money into the S&P 500 or Uber, right? If we could go back in time, we would buy Uber.
Yeah.
Today everyone would, because you see that, but you don't have that then. So that what are the like overarching frameworks that you can start to develop in maxing out your Roth IRA? But nobody teaches you that, and that falls on you in your 20s to start to figure that out. And there's so much insecurity that comes from not knowing that, I think.